only got one more weekend before January the 1st, so our new magazines, will be placing them. It's always a good idea to be prepared before that day comes around. Don't you agree?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what I was doing, I looked over the two magazines, the Watchtower and Awaken. The one on the January 1st Watchtower, it has one here on alcohol and what is God's view. And so when I get my magazines, I like to check with what to say about the magazines in the back of our Kingdom Ministry. And I like this one because I think it fits the area pretty good, because there's different viewpoints on alcohol in this area, different religious viewpoints. Some think that it's the devil's brew, and others think that it's okay. So there seems to be some different opinions. And so what I thought I would do is I'm just going to use this presentation here, and work it into my own words. For example, there's conflict in religious opinion regarding the use of alcoholic beverages, and then I'm going to ask the question like we always do: how do you think that God feels about a person drinking alcohol? The scripture that was given us, let's look it up. It's in Proverbs 23 and verse 20, and Proverbs 23:20. And just the first part of that, and it says this. It says, "Do not come to be among heavy drinkers of wine." And so, using that scripture, I'm going to make a reference to the fact that Jesus, one of the very first miracles that Jesus performed was turning water into wine. Here's a Bible principle: don't be a heavy drinker of those things. And so then I'm going to tell them that there's a balance between what we do with alcohol, how the Bible feels about it, and the answers are found here in the Watchtower. So that's what I'm going to do. I thought about that. How about you? Have you decided which article you wish to present?
I'm doing the Awake on Are You Working Too Hard?
All right, and have you worked on a presentation? What do you think you're going to use?
I was going to use the back of the Kingdom Ministry.
Okay.
Where it says that in these difficult times, many people feel overworked and stressed out. Have you felt that way?
You probably said without a response. I'll just respond. A lot of people are going to say, "Yeah, I do. Hard work seems like I never catch up, and so it seems like I finish one hard job and then comes another one along." Then what are you going to do?
Well, that's where I'm having trouble. I read the scripture, Ecclesiastes 4 verse 6, but it didn't make any sense to me.
Oh, okay. Well, since you're going to present the Awake, let's see what we can learn from it here. We'll get something that'll be easier for you to present. You always want to talk about something you know something about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. On page 3 here, what's the title up there?
Are you stressed out?
Yeah, I don't know how much you know about that. But if you look at this picture here, what do you see?
Well, I see a mother and she looks stressed out.
Yeah, she does. But would you feel comfortable with that?
No.
All right, let's go to the next one. Next page, it says, what does it say here?
Cultivate a balanced view of work.
How much do you know about that?
Not very much.
Not very much. Yeah, so that might be a little difficult too, because it covers other things such as time for work, time for self, and then balancing that with the family life. Well, let's go on to the next one here. Here on page 7. And what is that all about?
A simple, balanced life.
So live a simple, balanced life. Well, you can relate to that, right?
Yeah.
Well, but it has some other key goals here and things like this, so maybe we better go on over to the next one. Well, what about this one on page 8 and 9?
Mm-hmm.
What do you see here?
I see 2 kids. They look real happy doing work.
Yeah.
Everyone in this picture is happy doing work.
Who's in the picture?
The 2 little children, the parents, and the grandfather.
And what does that caption say there?
It says, in God's new world, all will be enjoyable and worthwhile.
All what will be enjoyable?
All work.
There you go, Nancy. So all work will be enjoyable and worthwhile. Well, you can relate to that, right?
Yeah.
Because I was asking you about your jobs at home. What are your main jobs?
Clean my room, set the table and clear, and vacuum and dust.
You told me there's one job you don't want to care for.
you got dishes.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't much care for that either. But this is a good article here because you can relate to the fact that work that doesn't necessarily have to be something that you don't really like, does it?
Mm-hmm.
And you was telling me that when you get your room cleaned up nice, how do you feel about it?
I feel good.
Why?
Because it's clean, I'm happy, and my parents are happy.
There you go. So there you go. So then it's enjoyable work, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so maybe we can develop a presentation using this picture here and that caption that we can use. If you look on the page here, it shows a couple of scriptures here. 1 Timothy 6:17 through 19, and you were telling me you went over that, and that wasn't too good. What about Isaiah 65, 21 through 23? Let's read that, see what that says.
Okay.
Isaiah 65, 21 through 23. And what do I get? That's a big one. Okay, go ahead.
And they will certainly build houses and have occupancy, and they will certainly plant vineyards and eat their fruitage. They will not build and someone else have occupancy. They will not plant and someone else do the eating. For like the days of a tree will the days of my people be, and the work of their own hand, my chosen ones will use to the full. They will not toil for nothing, nor will they bring to birth for disturbance, because they are the offspring made up of the blessed ones of Jehovah, and their descendants with them.
Okay, so you feel good about that?
Yeah.
You understand that scripture?
Yeah.
What's it talking about?
It's talking about how when someone builds a house, no one will live in it, because it's talking about when you build something for yourself, you won't let someone else live in it when you built it for yourself.
Yeah, plant your own vineyard. It's like planting a garden too, right?
Mm-hmm.
It says here we're going to live a long time, for like the days of a tree will the days of my people be. But I think you understand that. See, the work of your own hands, Jehovah will bless. So we could talk about work that is pleasurable, work that is really good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now let's see if we can work it into a presentation. All right, let's start out and let's see how far you go.
Okay.
Yes,
Hi, my name is Jess, and this is my papa. May I ask yours?
Mr. Sutton.
Nice to meet you. In these difficult times, many people feel overworked and stressed out. Have you ever felt that way?
Yes, I have. I really have, and I think all my neighbors do too.
Well, in this awake, are you working too hard? On page 8 and 9, it shows this family, and they're all working happy. And look at the caption where it says, "In this new world, all work will be enjoyable and worthwhile." And notice how it says all work, not some work, all work.
Yeah, that's very good. And you say that, how do we know that's coming about?
Well, let's look at the scripture
Okay.
in Isaiah chapter 65, verse 21 to 23.
Okay.
And it says, "And they will certainly build houses and have occupancy, and they will certainly plant vineyards and eat their fruitage. They will not build and someone else have occupancy. They will not plant for someone else to do the eating. For like the days of a tree will the days of my people be, and at the work of their own hands my chosen ones will use to the full. They will not toil for nothing, nor will they bring to birth for disturbance, because they are the offspring made up of the blessed ones of Jehovah, and their descendants with them."
Yeah. Very good. When is this going to happen?
In the paradise.
All right. And so that paradise is when? Soon, remember?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's coming soon. All right. Very good. So then, that's good. So now the only thing you'd have to say is that remember, you remember Brother Jake Persons? Remember what he used to say? Better days are coming. So you could use that. You could say, better days are coming because the Bible has promised this. And so I'd like to leave you these two magazines here. the magazine on this one and its companion. Well, do you feel more comfortable with that?
Yep.
Yeah, I think it'll do pretty good. Thanks, Jack.
Thanks, Papa.
Okay.